what's been going on with um, like content creators lately with like food and putting really wasteful content out there in regards to food. I don't know what that's all about. That's been I've been scrolling on social media, and it's been really bothersome seeing that. I mainly started noticing it when I would watch like food reviews because I love watching food reviews, food reactions and stuff like that, or restaurant reviews. I love watching stuff like that. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody do like a taste test where they'll try out the food, and so I like watching content like that, food challenges. Um, but I started kind of getting away from the food challenges because it just seemed like it was really wasteful. Um, so I was watching content creators like I think his name is Chime, Mr. Chime Time. I was watching Carissa Eats. I was watching my boy Sean Eats. That's a recent guy that I started following. And another guy that I would say I recently started following is this guy here. I think his name is Dame Drops, and he has tons of content. 1.7 million followers, 2,000 over 2,000 videos. This is one of his recent ones. Him doing like a burger taste test review. Got a supreme personality. Love his personality. Very fresh. Very quick on his feet. The reviews tend to be fair. I'll see him double back to a place that wasn't all that great, and he'll double back and just try it again. And sometimes they'll redeem themselves, sometimes not so much. But I love his content. But what I've been noticing, even starting with myself, is just less and less of a desire to post content that's just like that ain't really talking about anything. I have over 1,000 videos. Um, we got like a measly, I want to say 3 to 4 maybe thousand followers. We're not big by any stretch, but our growth has been organic. It's been steady, and it's ours. But a good majority of my content is unimportant. There's nothing wrong with my content. It's not bad by any means. It's just when you sit back and look at all the content that I've created, there's no real importance to it. Which wouldn't which wouldn't be an issue if the times that we're living in were better. But the times we're living in right now are so crucial. They're so troubled. People's personalities and mental health deteriorating, uh, deteriorating every single day. Physical health as well. And so I'm noticing just a surplus of content that I was making that you just wasn't talking about nothing. What are you talking about? I remember praying one day, and I was like, praying, that my content takes off, that it does well, that I'm able to provide for my family, unique opportunities and things like that. And God just asked me, just plain and simple, just like, if I gave you the following and the views that you were looking for, if I gave you the millions of subscribers that would translate to millions of views, what are you going to say to these people? What you finna say? At that time, I was really, really heavy into fragrance content. Um, I still love fragrances. I always got a bottle of cologne on standby. There's nothing wrong with you liking a fragrance. But I was noticing that I was just cranking out fragrance content. And it just seemed like I wasn't saying anything. Would Spray it. I get hints of cypress and lilac and bergamot, and there's a little bit of a fuzziness and a mistiness that comes up top, and has an aquatic undertone, and there's a sweet amber that pokes, and it's just all of it that sounds cool. But I had thousands of videos like that, and eventually you start to sound the same. Eventually you start looking at the videos, and you're just like, man, I'm not saying nothing right now. I ain't saying nothing. So I was checking out this brother's content, the Dame Drops guy, and great content, but I started noticing he started posting more about his health. The last few posts. And I was just like, huh. Started noticing that he wanted to start talking about something for real. We all got our things that we love to do, that our hobbies and things like that, our pastimes. But there does come eventually. It comes a time where it's like, all right, what you finna say? What you talking about? People out here need encouragement. People out here struggling mentally and need to be built up. People out here dealing with health issues, and they're coming to YouTube just for a quick little escape. That's what I was doing. I was in the hospital dealing with the health issues that I had, and was watching food challenge videos as entertainment because it was entertaining to me. I knew that I could never do this. I knew these were foods that I could never eat for real again. So it was entertaining to watch somebody else engage in that. And started noticing, like, going on this health journey, making changes, making modifications here and there, having conversations with people, realizing like there's people out here that need to see what you're talking about. You got something important to say now. So what you finna say? You finna sit here and hold up another bottle of fragrance and list the notes and the scent profile? And I loved it, and would get told, "Oh man, you're pretty good at this, man. Like, you should do all that stuff is great, but it's useless if I'm not ever really talking about anything." And so I see him talking more about his health journey, and it's encouraging me to want to start talking more about mine as well. The modifications that I've been making, things that I've been doing diet wise that could be beneficial to somebody who's dealing with what I deal with. My situation is still kind of complicated. I feel like there is a lot of things that I'm labeled under that may not necessarily be exactly that. It may be under, I don't say disguise, but it may be under like the similarities of something else. I was told I had congestive heart failure, and I was like, okay, got it. Then I was told, okay, you're pre-diabetic. And I was like, okay, I got it. And then I was told your kidney function isn't as keen as it should be. And I'm like, okay, got it. And then I was told your liver function isn't as good as it should be. And so there's an obvious issue of overall inflammation in my entire body that needed to be addressed. So I started making the changes to address it. Started making the changes in my diet, watching the carbohydrates, watching the glucose levels, and watching the sodium intake. Also watching how often I eat and when I'm eating. My heart rate was working so hard just to digest the food because the certain foods that I was eating was creating a lot of permeability or creating a leaky gut syndrome. And so I would eat, and then food would kind of get fighting and working extra hard to combat that. So there's inflammation there. Then what I was eating was sometimes super salty. I was going through a little spell where I was just hitting a lot of candy and sodas and stuff like that. A lot of food that I was eating was super heavy in sodium or super heavy in spice. So I was burning the candle from every end. And so I stopped burning the candle from every end. Started looking up different supplements that was safe, that was gentle, that I could use to help in the meantime when I'm fasting or when I'm not eating anything or when I wake up early in the morning. Properly hydrating, getting more exercise. These were all changes that I started to make, and I started noticing an improvement. Started noticing my body functioning better, heart not working as hard. Just simple things like that. But it takes stopping and looking at what you're doing. It takes denying escapism. It takes that. We just want to escape, especially us as black people. When it comes to going in the kitchen and getting something to eat, not seasoning our food and not hitting our food with salt is something that we're just not trying to hear. Simply put, no matter how you dress it up, we're not trying to hear it. Not at all. Yeah, but your grandmother passed. I don't care. But your grandfather passed from the same things. I do not care. I like the way things taste when it's seasoned the way that I want it to be seasoned. That's just us. And we got to do better with that. And so I started making the changes that I needed to make, and started seeing improvement. Still making change, still making modifications, still learning, but it just arriving to a place where it's just like, all right, do you have something to say, and what is it that you're going to say? So to this brother, Dame Drops, I'm definitely proud of him. There's just so much wasteful, useless content, and I don't know. I got a weird theory as to why I think a lot of content like that has been going on. It's weird because it seems like YouTube will take down a video if they find it to be offensive, and they find everything offensive. But somebody who's being wasteful and eating in a dangerous way that's harmful, those videos, not only do they let them stay up, but they'll push them forward in the algorithm. And you'll see those videos circulating, getting millions of views with the assistance of YouTube and TikTok and Instagram algorithm. I'll post a video about something positive, and the algorithm will put in no effort at all to promote or do anything. Whatever view I get is from the too few friends that I have. And that's all they'll do. They will not put any work into it at all. But content where people are just wasting food, cooking up all kind of weird stuff, they'll promote it. They'll put it in that algorithm, and that algorithm will spin the block, and before you know it, that video done got 20 million some views. And so I have my little weird little theory as to why I think that is. I'll probably go over that in a different video, but it's getting late in the evening, and what's important has been put on the back burner for so long, and what's not important has been getting way too much exposure, and it's time that we flip that script. That's it for this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll catch you guys soon.